Um, Good day, guys. So this is what I've been actually um trying to figure out, right? In having complications with my laptop. So in terms of sound and audio purposes. So what I've been going to show you guys today is just like basic fundamental analysis, or rather the first step to fundamental analysis that I focus on basically. And we're gonna look at if there's a difference between two different countries' interest rates, or rather central banks' interest rates, right? And if one country, or rather one federal, if the Federal Reserve Bank, for example, has a more interest rate, or rather, increased interest rates than the Australian dollar interest rate, then we'll know for sure that AUD, or rather Australian versus the dollar, will be a sell, right? Long term, right? Because of when you look at it, interest rate, they change from a period of 12 months, it can even go to 6 months, things like that. So they when you calculate the data of the interest rate, and you are able to find out the difference between a certain country's interest rate and another country's interest rate, that there's a difference between the two at an early stage, you are able in a long term to make profits, right? So for this example, I'll be using the Australian dollar versus the dollar. So take a look at the Australian dollar is at 0.35%, and the dollar is at 1%, meaning, and the change was earlier this year. But before the change, the previous rate, as you can see, it was 0.1 and the dollar was 0.5. So these previous rates, before these ones happened, or rather before these ones were released at these specific dates, these ones were before these specific dates, before even February. So as you can see, that the dollar was leading against the, 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 the Australian dollar. The American dollar was leading against the Australian dollar. So we're gonna look at the chart, and how the chart was looking in that period of time. So as we can see that there's a huge sell. Okay, this is the hourly time frame. This is a huge sell from April up until even now, up until May, right? So we can clearly tell that these are a lot of opportunities that we can get ourselves into, right? So when you understand the difference between two central banks interest rates, it gives you an edge to your trading, right? Like as you can see, we were able to pick up these two. It gives you an edge to your trading, and then you'll know for specific days which direction is price likely to go for the long term. You know what I mean? We might have retracements now and then, but those retracements are much more better for more selling opportunities, right? So I guess again, let me look for another scenario that I can use. Where's the British pound? Okay, the Canadian dollar is at 1%, and the New Zealand dollar is at 2%. I don't want to look at NZD JPY, do I? So the Great Britain is at 1%, and we will use let's use GBP USD. As you can see, GBP USD now at this current rate, they are both on 1%. But let's look at the previous rates, right? The previous rates were able to show that no, clearly the dollar, the American interest rate was higher than the Britain's, the BOE, the Bank of England's interest rate, which was at 0.75%. So when you look at the chart of how GU has been doing, we can see that it has been on a downtrend for quite a while, couple of months. But normally the pound actually has been, it has been actually increasing in value for a very long time, guys, for a very long time, as you can see, for a very long time. But overall, we're looking at a long-term view, right? So from April to May, even be way before that, can you see that we've been on a downtrend because of what? There's a difference in interest rate. So I hope this video was insightful to you guys, and I don't want to go much more deep. I just want to be brief and short, and so that you guys can be able to adjust when we move to the next level. Thank you.